I'm wearing my witch ring. I have this since I was 6. It's not really a witch ring, but people would call me a witch because of this ring. I like it. It's 17 years old. Hey guys, it's Daniella Cartwright. Welcome to one more video in English, and today I'm going to answer the bilingual tag. I actually wanted to answer this tag a long time ago. Not exactly this tag, but a tag like this. So I made a little research and I found the bilingual tag, and apparently it's from a YouTube channel called Get Germanized. So thank you for the tag if you made it. For those of you who don't know, I am Brazilian and I make videos in English and Portuguese, and I just have a YouTube channel or a vlog. I don't even know how to call it, and it just happened. So you can subscribe if you're not subscribed, so you can take a look at my channel. Okay, this is the very first tag I answer, so I'm kind of nervous. I don't know why. It should be like an easy thing. Okay, let's get to it. What languages do you speak? I speak English and Portuguese. Brazilian Portuguese, because you have the Portuguese from Portugal and Portuguese from Brazil, so Brazilian Portuguese. Would you say you're fluent in both? Yes, I would say so. Yeah, I can have a conversation in both languages, so I would say I'm fluent, yeah. Did you grow up speaking both languages? No, I first learned Portuguese when I was growing up, but I learned English when I was like 9, but I still couldn't hold a conversation until I was like 16, and yeah, no one really taught me. I just learned by myself through the internet and through television. Which language do you prefer and why? I actually prefer English. I'm so sorry, but only because when I say something in English, it seems like it doesn't have the same meaning as when I say in Portuguese, when I want to say an important thing, for example. Like, I don't know, I'm not very good with feelings, so if I have to say I love someone, I just don't. But if I say it in English, it just sounds easier. But I only think I express myself better in English because since I grew up with Portuguese, everything I say in Portuguese, it has a lot of meaning, and in English it doesn't because it's not my first language. I think it's something like that, but I'm not sure. Which language do you speak in mostly? Obviously Portuguese, because I live in Brazil, so I communicate with everyone in Portuguese. I have some friends that speak English, so sometimes we speak English for some minutes, but usually we only speak Portuguese. When do you most often use your second language? YouTube and in the classroom when I'm teaching, because I'm an English teacher. Do you prefer watching movies dubbed in your first language or second language? Ouch. This is the worst question ever. Oh my god. Okay, when it's dubbed, Portuguese definitely, because I grew up watching cartoons in Portuguese, so if I watch them in English, it's just weird, even though it's, you know, the original sound of it, how it was first made. So for me, Portuguese is better, but if I'm watching a movie and the original sound is in English, I have no problem watching it in English. With no subtitles or with subtitles in Portuguese or English, I don't mind. But if I'm watching an animation, I prefer to watch in Portuguese. Thank you. Literally translate your favorite expression or phrase from your second language into your first. What is my favorite expression? From my second language into the first. I think my favorite expression in English, it's not an expression, is a phrase from the movie, that movie, The Family of the Future. It's how it's called in Portuguese, the family from the future of the future. It's, how is it? It's Meet the Robinsons. They always say, keep moving forward. That was my favorite phrase. And I wanted to take it with me through my life, even though I didn't. It's still one of my favorite phrases. It's not really an expression, but it's one of my favorite phrases. So translating for Portuguese, it's literally continue seguindo em frente. Do you code switch, meaning to switch one language to another in middle of or after a sentence? That would be creepy and weird. No, I don't. Did being bilingual make school harder or easier for you? School was hard anyway, but since I had to study English and the level was not that hard, it was easier for me because I already spoke the language. What advice would you give someone who wants to become bilingual? Well, study the language, get someone to be your tutor, get someone to teach you. That's very important. I didn't have someone to teach me, but I still had school teachers that they don't teach you to speak English fluently, just some things that are important for you to know. You should have someone that will teach you how to speak with other people, the language you want to learn. And just don't stick with that, and don't stick with, internet songs and those stuff. Those things are to complement what you're already learning in class, what you're already learning with a teacher. Now YouTube is very good. You just need to find YouTubers that speak the language you want to learn. In case you want to learn Portuguese, I'm here. So yes, but don't turn your back on someone who could teach you, because that's always important. How does being bilingual benefit you nowadays? Well, I'm an English teacher in Brazil, so I can teach English to people and get paid for it. Also, I get to understand movies I like, because most of the movies I watch are American, and I can watch interviews with my favorite actors and I understand everything they're saying. And nowadays in this world, it's very important for us to speak English, and I'm very glad I got to learn it since I was very young. Do you have more friends that speak your first or second language? First, which is Portuguese. As I said, I live in Brazil and I speak Portuguese with everyone. I rarely speak English with people, just with friends that speak English, but just, sometimes, not very often. So definitely I have more friends who speak Portuguese and not English. I actually wanted to make more friends that speak English or other languages that they could teach me, but they have to speak English first, or Portuguese, so they can teach me. What language do you plan learning next? Oh my goodness, I wanted to learn Spanish, but I think it's really hard, even though it looks a lot like Portuguese, but that's what makes it harder than it should be, because some expressions and some words they just look so much like something you say in Portuguese, but they don't mean the same thing, they don't have the same meaning, so it's really hard. I also wanted to learn American Sign Language. I tried to, I was learning, but then I was like, why do I need this? I don't really need this. I have to learn Brazilian Sign Language, which is called Libras. So yes, I think that's what I want to learn next, Brazilian Sign Language. That's it, you guys. That was my first video answering a tag. I actually thought it would be the one word tag, something like that, and it would be in Portuguese, but okay, I did a bilingual tag. It was fun. I actually never watched anyone answering that tag, so I don't know if I did it the right way. Is there a right way to do it? I don't know. But okay, I am really glad I did it, and it's very fun. I actually want to answer more tags.